What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. Look like ESPN has found themselves at the major of a racial controversy. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to New York. Let's get it. Let's go. I'm here to tell you, man, ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, has found themselves in a Charlotte's Web with the former employee. Now, Will Cain, we all can remember him on First Take debating it up with Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman during his time on the show. And he just wrapped up a tell-all interview with Sage Steele talking about my job is to tell the truth. Now, Will Cain is definitely looked upon as somebody with big pants. You know what I'm saying? He worked for CNN. He's currently working at Fox. He worked at ESPN. So in this media game, he's pretty up there. Now, with that being said, this article right here came out, and I just want to share some of it here with you guys. It started off by saying Will Cain says ESPN told him black people hate him. Whoa. Could you imagine going to work and your bosses tell you, hey, the other race don't like you? I find that to be kind of racist, don't you think? For them to say that. Then he said, no, they don't. I met them all the time. I meet them all the time. They love me. Goes on to say Will Cain thought black people loved him when he was at ESPN. ESPN management, however, didn't appear to agree. Will Cain joined the recent podcast Steele show, which we're going to show here in a minute. And he had some things to say, man. So this is Will Cain on Steele show. This is a long little clip. I want to let it play so we can break this down.
Kind of took that turn of, and then kind of the point of no return, actually.
Well, when Trump was elected president the first time,
16.
it turned everything over, not just ESPN, everything. That's when CNN lost its mind. That's when everybody. And that's when so many personalities at ESPN, I don't think nobody. So for people that are not in media, you probably wonder how a lot of this stuff works. And it's not as coordinated or as top down as you might think. So I don't think the people that ran ESPN said, I want to be an anti-Trump or I want to be a left-wing sports network. I don't think they said that to themselves. I think they said.
Now, many of you guys know me on the channel, man. I always say leave politics out of sports. This is why, because you got to talk about the sports. If you want to talk politics, you got to separate it. You can't like spin it into the sports. You got to leave it completely out of sports.
They came at it first. The first thing they did is hire a group of people that they considered to be smart and talented, and they were attracted to the intellectual side of it. And so now you got those people in place, and then Donald Trump comes, and they're all liberal.
But real quick, who they believe are smart.
That's right.
And intellectual.
Yeah. And a lot of them are still there.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The decision makers and some of the people that they brought in. Yes. And so that's the point. It's so subjective.
The subjectivity.
Based on the leadership that you have in place.
Correct. That's right. So they didn't say, I want to make ESPN liberal. They didn't do that.
No, but that's what they believed. So therefore.
So the people they picked. So the people they picked to put in place were the ones that couldn't control it. Once Donald Trump became president. And then they start saying what they're saying on Twitter, on TV. They start stewing it. And I think the management of ESPN was like, gosh, I don't really want this, but you hired this and this is what you're getting. And it's kind of hard to put the clamps on it.
And especially if those leaders agreed with it. What happened in my experience is that they then had a very hard time drawing that line. Because yes, this is the business side, keep your person out of it. But wait, I actually agree with this what this person is saying or tweeting. And so I'm not going to discipline them for that because it falls in line with my values. Yeah, exactly. And that's so not what today is, but yeah.
But my story is they knew my POV. And I give them credit for platforming my POV.
Yes, and giving you your own show.
Yes. With you, they held you to a standard that they did not hold to all those other people, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
And that reflects real hypocrisy, and it reflects their own bias at the decision maker level.
Yeah.
That you couldn't say the things that other people were saying, your counterparts on the other side of the opinion aisle.
Yeah. It's very simple, actually. That's the only reason I filed the lawsuit, you know.
Yeah.
I'd given my apologies. I was like, okay, I'll stay quiet. I'll never say anything. thing again. And then I see them allowing everybody else to do it while they're actually on ESPN airwaves versus my stuff, which was always separate.
Yeah, so
always, you know.
say Steele sued ESPN. That's crazy.
Oh, I never tied ESPN to
Your big
it.
sin was with Jay Cutler, right?
Yeah, that was a great one. Right. And where is he now? In jail. Okay, great. Maybe he's out. I think it was only 4 or 5 days, but he was in jail for the deal. Anyway.
We got quarterbacks going to jail everywhere.
Wow, I know. What the heck, Mark Sanchez? What is, you know what? You pray that he's okay. You pray that the victim's okay, and we will see how that one plays out. See, the attorney in Will is giving me eyeballs. Don't do it. Don't go there.
Well, I just don't know.
Not
we
yet.
don't know.
No, we don't know. Exactly. But
don't upload your videos to YouTube. Upload to Restream, where we will live stream it to you.
I am sad because the network that I grew up loving, dreaming of being on, and then actually doing it, it changed my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change one single thing about my 16 and a half years there, including how it ended. I really wouldn't, because it shaped who I am today, and I'm grateful for it. But I'm still sad as a fan and as a consumer, because it is undeniable how it turned. And to me, it was 2016 when I saw leadership doing on Twitter what they told us not to do, which was to get political and crushing Donald Trump and screaming and crying and yelling that Hillary Clinton did not win the presidency and that she should have, and Russia and all these things. I'm like, wait. These are our bosses who told us to stay quiet. And I am, believe it or not, I'm a rule follower. I was like, whatever you say. And I thought, wait, they're the boss. What is this? And that's how it began. And then all hell broke loose, right?
Yeah.
And then when you have Jamel Hill going out and tweeting what she tweeted with no repercussions, and then eventually repercussions once she went the NFL route. But you can't, I always say this, I say it in parenting, I say all the time, you can't put that toothpaste back in the tube once it's out, especially because they agreed with all the sentiments that their liberal employees were saying.
Yeah.
So, and then 2020 hit, the summer of love.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Well, I was gone.
You were gone. But you're watching because you're a sports fan.
I left in...
you left in 2020.
Yeah, June of 2020.
So
I was there after George Floyd.
Yes, you were there, right? I mean, part of those discussions, were you still on First Take?
Well, COVID. So COVID hits in March.
And so then you guys are separated.
So we're separated. And at that point, I'm not doing a lot of First Take. I'm doing my radio show remotely.
Mm-hmm.
And I did do First Take a few times during COVID. And you're doing it through your computer.
Sure.
You know, you're zooming in.
But don't you remember those conversations and how different the conversation was on First Take at that point? And it really turned from sports. Now, everything in the country did. Granted, it was a time that none of us had ever seen and hopefully never will again.
Yep.
And it took over everything, every conversation, which now leads to statues of George Floyd in Minneapolis, right? But it was such a confusing time because I think we were all, as sportscasters, trying to be very sensitive to what was happening and lives lost, et cetera, but then still going, what the heck is happening? And First Take showed that you, I guess we're on as frequently, but certainly your radio show. I mean, you had to talk about these things, didn't you?
All day, because there's no sports happening either. So
we
what
were
are we
making
talking
up
about?
sports stories.
Literally, there was no sports.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm proud. So that content that I did then, that's some of the most proud content I am of stuff.
Why?
Oh, I took callers. I had debates over race. We had debates over policing. We had real conversations that America needed to be having at that time. And I've always loved those real conversations. I've loved, a black caller into the Will Cain show that says, you don't get it. You don't, and we'll explain it to me. And then, but I've never been the guy that's like, I'm not into the lived experience thing. I'm not denying someone's lived experience, but it doesn't end the argument.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When somebody says, well, I'm going to have a counterpoint and we're going to go back and forth. And there was this visceral nature to the relationship between me.
Now, one thing about Will Cain I remember was that he did have those heated debates with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. I mean, heated debates, very similar to Shannon Sharp and y'all know his name. I can't think of his name top of my mind, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Me and the callers, and me and the guests that would come in. It was just raw and real. And that's all I've ever hungered for, like raw, real, authentic stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's hard to do. I know that you thrive on it, like you love it, but live callers, it's dangerous.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
You're a sicko.
I love it.
What do you take from it?
Oh, I love the unpredictability, the spontaneity. I think sometimes they're hilarious. I think sometimes they make good points. Sometimes I slam dunk on them. It's just who knows what's going to come out of the chocolate box. It's great.
You don't do that now,
Well,
do you?
I don't do
Live
that.
callers?
I don't do that yet.
Oh, we're teasing things now. So you want to do it again?
Oh, I definitely do.
Hmm.
I love interaction with people. And that's something I didn't learn it at Fox. I learned it at ESPN, but it's only been heightened at Fox. First Take would do specifically around the NBA finals. We did it around the NBA draft. We did it around a couple of things. And the fans show up and they're there. And I love interacting
They
with
were
them.
on you.
I loved it. And even if they thought I was the villain, but they did it with a smile on their face because everybody's different in real life than they are on the internet. And I just loved it. And
when you walk in, I remember those sets on the road, Golden State or wherever we were, and Stephen A., Molly, Will, whoever's there walks in. I mean, those people have been lined up for hours.
Golden State. Let me tell you something. So First Take is at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That means it starts at 7 a.m. West Coast. And they were lining up at 4.
Yes.
And the weed was burning by 4:30. You could smell it when you drove up. Those people had been smoking weed all morning.
We are in the Bay Area after all. Yeah. But there's an energy that comes from that when you walk in and deep down they respect you, but they hate you.
Yeah.
And they are yelling at you and screaming. And when you give your point, I mean, the boos are raining down on you.
And they liked me. They knew they needed it. They knew they did.
Deep down, they love me.
I'm going to tell you a secret. One time the management told me this. They said, we did a focus group. Black people hate you. And I said, no, they don't. And I said, I meet them all the time. They love me. They love me. And they go, and I remember this guy telling me, black people are polite. They're not going to tell you your face. And I'm like, okay.
I love how we paint everything with this broad brush. Was that Dave Roberts?
Is management.
Ding, 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 ding.
No. And then I get to Fox and I start doing diners and I start going to these things and I love interacting with the viewers.
I know.
And so do I want that in my show now? You bet I do. I want interaction. I don't want to give sermons. I don't like sitting in a pulpit. I do have things to say. You get a monologue, but I want you who's watching to tell me.
Yes.
You think I'm wrong? You think I'm right? You have a different opinion? Let's go.
Okay, Charlie Kirk, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of feels like.
Charlie, and you know what?
And that was Will Cain pretty much speaking about ESPN, telling him black people hate him. But guys, at the end of the day, ESPN is going to control this race narrative. Look at what's going on right now with the race narrative over at ESPN with Ryan Clark, the Ryan Clark thing. They get these guys, they prop them up, and they spew out this race stuff. Race gets you clicks. But guys, get down in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts about this. Keep them bells on. I will be back for more interesting stories like this one. And until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out.